Hey there, welcome back. We're just rolling right along here. Gonna just go ahead and start the next round. Let's move the anti-air. Excuse me, a 1-1 is going to, oh yeah, it's gonna go there. So the new round, we have to do the core check, and that actually triggers here. So here you can see there's one in the core area, and then there's two more groups here than there are here. And it's the number of groups. You don't add the value of the numbers. It's the number of groups. So this is 4 groups to 1. So this is more than 2 ahead of that. So you just take one and only one, the strongest one. And in this case, you do look at the numbers. So this one has a squadron attached, and it moves from here to here. Now, if this still had two more than this, it doesn't matter. You only do it once, okay? But that's the thing that happens immediately after you move the anti-aircraft. And this occurs before we look at the calendar and do any of the calendar stuff. The core areas always get reinforced if these outer areas have more units, which in this case, that was true. So we've been pummeling this core area, and of course, they reinforced it. Okay, so now we come over here to the calendar, and we're going from July to August. I guess another way to do it is maybe this way. That's easier for you to look at on the. So we're going to August, and so the submarine, railroad, and river crossing are still the active campaigns. And if you keep going to the right, you can see that we're still going to refit and repair 1 and 3. The Luftwaffe are getting a Bf 109 Skul, which is this one. All right, and then they're getting a Bf 110, which is not a big threat. The Bf 110 is just one of those, and so that gets added for them. And then for us, we get another B-26. So I'm going to pick this up and put this back down, zoom it out, and so we get a B-26, which is another one of these, and of course he comes with his own squadron. And now we actually have 2 squadrons of B-26s, which is nice, so I can even slide, so there's 2 and 2. Okay, so we got to place their units, so let's do the 2. So that a 1-4 is lane 1 for the school, and then a 3-2 is lane 2 for the Bf 110. All right, so for us now, we get a refit repair for the fighters of 1. So if you look at our damage pool, we actually had 1 that gets refit, and then we're going to get 1 that's manufactured. So 2 more fighters are added for us. And the P-47s are just getting so much stronger right now. And then we get to do 3 of these for the refit. And you can see there's still quite a few in here. And then for the manufacture, we make 3. So we're almost running out. But then we would just get the damaged ones. But we're still getting, basically we've got 6 of these back, which is good. And I need 2 to replace my B-24, at least 1 for this B-17, and then 2 for this B-17, and 1 for this one. So we're not super strong, but if you group together the B-17s, they can at least do something. Something magnificent on their own. Okay, they're still scoring points on us, folks, and the lane 3 is the only one that we've been able to infiltrate. I really don't suggest that we go after lane 1 or 2, considering how strong they are. And then, of course, the subs are code red. We need to definitely deal with the subs this turn. And So let's see what the Royal Air Force is going to do for us. They're doing nothing again. See, I think at this point in the last playthrough, the Royal Air Force had like Berlin completely destroyed. And just so you know, Berlin is not damaged anymore. So they're scoring extra points now. And if we want to go damage Berlin ourselves, we got this monstrosity to work through. And that's not going to happen. Or it can happen, but it's going to be, there's going to be bad consequences. Because that's a deep target, and you can't even bring a fighter escort for that. That's brutal. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, no matter what, we got to do lane 8. That's the most important thing here. We have to do lane 8. So let's see. This map is moving because the camera keeps, my little tripod is moving it. So we have a decent showing here. This isn't like the worst thing in the world. If we just take out Brest, we're okay, but I'm actually going to take out both because we're close to defeat, and I don't want to lose the game because of this silly nonsense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the B-26s for Brest, and then this B-26 for Saint Nazaire, and is that really what I'm going to do? I mean, I sort of have to because B-26s can't go against heavy targets. So then what am I going to do about the planes? So that's the real question. Do I really want to send P-47s against that? I really don't. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these B-26s back. I'm going to make it a B-24. And Saint Nazaire will be the first target. No, we'll make it the second. So we're going to do that situation. And that could be a little bit of a bloodbath. I'm a little concerned, but we'll see what happens. And this one only has 2 markers, so that's another concern. So I'm actually going to take one of the markers from the other B-26s and beef this one up. So he has 3. Okay, so the next concern we have is this. We have 2 targets here. I'm not worried about it. And then we're going to go to this one where there's Stuttgart way in the back. And actually, this would be perfect, but only one. I mean, they're going to get a roll of a 7, and they could damage 2 of us. This is a very risky move to put this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a I think I have to put a B-17 group against that. Nope. We're going to change our mind over here. I think I'm going to do it that way. And then this B-24 is going to do the deep run in lane 5 to hit that railroad up there. And then we have the railroad and bridge in lane 6, which I'm still going to ignore. And we're going to pummel lane 3 again. And why am I keeping my escorts together? You might be wondering. I want to roll really high. I want to just obliterate their planes. Because the whole point of this is we want to go after deep targets here. So we're going to do an interior target first, of course. And then the B-17 group that's going to help them will be this 3 group here. But then we have, like, for example, this is a coastal target, Munster. And so I can just send a B-17 with only 2 against that one. And then all we have left are the targets that I told you are not as important, but they're going to help us from a points perspective. We have Dusseldorf, which is an interior target, and then we have Wiesbaden, or Wiesbaden. That's going to be a deep target, and so we'll do Dusseldorf, and then for Wiesbaden, we're going to send those. So we're just going to basically try to wipe out the whole track, the 3-track, as best as we can. Okay, so let's do the submarines first, because that's actually going to dictate whether we lose this game. And first I'm going to roll, we're doing Brest first, which is the coastal. And remember, a 1 or a 2 means no interception. And a 5 means they're doing full intercept, which that's actually a problem. So the anti-air is a 1, the target is a 1, so that's 2. And then we have 4, 6, 7, and 4 is 11. So they're doing an 11 roll against us. We could get completely wiped here. And with a 4, that's not good. A 4 is 2 of us are damaged. So good thing I had 2 squadrons. They're both damaged. So they go into penalty box. And then we roll back with a 3. And even with a 3, a 4 is a miss. But here's the good news. We hit the target. And we didn't, lose 4 points because our group did not get destroyed. So that's the good news. The bad news is all those planes are going to intercept the next group now. Because I have another group that's going even deeper, and they're going to intercept again unless I roll a 1, which I didn't. So now we got even worse. So it's a 4 anti-air and target, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're rolling a 13 against us, and this 5 is death. In fact, that is 3 of them. 2 damaged, 1 destroyed. So one of the damaged, it has to be this one. So we have a named group that's damaged. One's going to be destroyed. And we're going to lose 4 points because of that. And nobody survived to hit the target. We at least hit one of the subs, so we're not going to lose the game. All right, so now we're going to do lane 5 here. And let's see if they intercept. And they don't, which was fortuitous. I wish it would have been the other way around, but the anti-air is a 7. So we have a 4-4 on the 7 chart is 1 damaged. So just 1 gets damaged. And we destroyed the target. And it's the railroad. I didn't bother bringing it down, but it's the railroad on the other end of the board here. Done. And now let's see if our little trap works here on 3. We're trying to destroy all those planes. So Karlsruhe is the first target. It's an interior. They only avoid us if they roll a 1. They roll a 2, which is half strength. So that means only 1 set of planes comes up, and it's a 6. So they're going to roll a 6 against us. With a 6 roll, a 1, 2, or 3 misses. And they rolled a 6, which is awful. So they actually do 2 damage. It's a 1 hit, 1 killed for the fighters. So 1 hit is fine. That will get repaired. The 1 killed sets us back a bit. And so then we get to now hit them. So that was 5, 10, or 5, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, just this 2 top, and then this is 20, 22, 24. We're at 26 against them. There's a new column, 25, that we're rolling against, and we have a 3-5. The 3 is we damage 4 of them, and then the 5 is 3 of them are destroyed, 1 is damaged. So this one's going to be damaged, and then this one is going to be destroyed. So we wiped it out. And now we go anti-air. So the anti-air is 8. And that 5 is not good. That means 2 of us get hit. And it's 1 and 1. So the B-17 is going to lose 2. One of them is going to get destroyed. The other one goes into the repair bin. We do come back, but we're getting hit pretty hard here. And that one is destroyed. Next one is Dusseldorf, which is an interior target. They are attacking, so the planes come out, and we now have a 6, which is added to the 8, so it's a 14 anti-air against the bombers. And this 5 is a miserable roll, so that means 2 are going to be damaged, but not destroyed. And then 3, 4, 5, we have a 6 roll against them. The 5 is good for us. So that means we hit 1 and it's going to just be damaged. So this goes into the damage bin. And we at least got rid of one of them. And Dusseldorf gets a damage marker. So for the first time, we hit a city. So now we got Wiesbaden, which is all the way in the back. So unless I roll 1, this thing's intercepting. I rolled a 6, so he's definitely involved. And so back there, it's a anti-air of 10, and then this makes it 14. So we did a better roll on this one. We got a 2 and 2, and out of 14, that's still 2 damage, but it's just 2 damage. And we had 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in our roll against him. And this is awful. But even with a 10, it hits him. So he is damaged. So we don't have to worry about him in the last target. And Wiesbaden is down. These guys come home. Our bombers are getting pretty beat up here. And then this last one is just going up against the anti-air from Munster, which is a coastal target. So it's just 6. And that 6 is very bad. It actually hits 2 of us, but it's just a damage, not a destroy. It does survive, but barely. And we damaged way more than we're ever going to be able to repair and replace next round. So we paid a big price, but we wiped out all of 3. All of the planes are wiped out, and every target has damage on it. But we paid a big price for that. So let's do the campaigns now. So with the campaigns in place, this goes left and then right. The railroads is going to go 1, 2 to the left, and then 1, 2 to the right, because 2 railroads are still up. And then for the rivers, it's the same thing. They're going to go left and then to the right 1. So that's the situation there. And now we do victory points. They did get one of us, so they have 4 points right there. Okay. They have Berlin, so that's a 5th point. So they got 5 points there. And then we are going to cancel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their heavies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all of lane 2 gets canceled. So I said that they had 5 points. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They still get 12 points because whatever points I removed from hitting the heavies, they gained everywhere else. So this is 10, 11, 12. They're at 125. At 140, I lose. So I have to push these heavies harder, and that's the issue. And it's a big issue. Okay, so the Luftwaffe gets a refit. So they're oil fields. They have 1, 2, they have 4 oil fields up. And just so you know, this is like all the damage here. So they're going to repair the 3 units that they have in here. The rest of these are ours. Now, as far as manufacturing goes, they have 2 aircraft manufacturers, so they're going to make 2 more. So that part just stinks in general. So what's going to happen is this is going to fill in the empty spot, no matter what. And then the other one we're going to roll for. And you can see we got a 1, 3. So this is going to go into lane 1. And then this is going to fill in to the heavy spots first. So the 4s are going to get them. And then this 4 over here is going to get 1. So that's the situation there. As far as the core units go, I think now that we have that one beat down, it's really hard for it to rebuild itself unless we ignore it, which we are going to do because there's no targets left there. But let me make sure, because when you're adding new units at the setup, nope, I did it right. And I did find the spot in the rulebook where it says that these are referred to as dead piles. So my apologies there. And it's very clear. It says the squadrons are referred to now as dead piles. So, yeah. Okay. So we did their refit and their manufacturing, and now we do their repairs. So this is the part that makes you cry. So I rolled a 6 and a 2. So let's see what happens. The river gets repaired. The railroad in the back gets repaired. Mannheim, Dusseldorf, and Wiesbaden all repaired. So that is sadness. And does mean that lane 3 is now open for business again. But yeah, we paid a big price there. So I know I have some commitments. Today's Super Bowl Sunday. We got stuff going on, but I'm going to go ahead and try to start another round. If I have to quit mid-round, I will. I just don't like to do that normally because then I don't remember where I left off. But let's start another round. First thing we do is move the anti-air. So the 2-1 is going to go to lane 1, which it already is. So next thing we do is we check the core groups. So core group 1, and then this group has 2 more than the core. So this guy will move over to the core. So it's going to look like that. And strengthen the weaker one. And then we're going to do the calendar. So let's come over here. Let's zoom it in a little. And then let's check out the calendar. So I do like this system a bit more. So I'm going to move this down. So now we're on September. And you can see it's still the same 3 campaigns. But we are now at 2 and 3. So we're going to be manufacturing 2 fighters around. The Luftwaffe are going to get a Bf-109 and a Bf-109 school. So 2 units there. The 4 and the 2 are coming out. And then we get a B-24. So, so the B-24 for us, we finally got another one of these groups. And of course he comes with this shiny new squadron, and we'll take it. And then for them, we got to roll. So the first group is going at 4-5. which is lane 4. Lane 4 I'm okay with because we don't really care about lane 4. And then 2, 3 is lane 2 for this one. So lane 4 is all the way over here on the end. So that's how that looks. Okay, next is we get to do our refit and repair. And so it's now a 2-3, right? So for the refit for the fighters, there's nothing to refit, okay? Oh, no, I'm sorry, there's 1. We refit 1. And if I see any more in here, we get to refit another one, but I don't think there's another one in here. Then for the refit for the bombers, we have to get the group first. So that's the first one, and then 2, 3, right? So all we do is get 3 of them, and look at how many that we lost, that we're not getting back. Now for the manufacturing, I keep saying refit and repair, it's refit and manufacturing. For the manufacturing, we make 3, and that's the last of the 3 in the dead pile. And I know I've said this before, but just to reiterate, we're gonna pull from here. If we ever need to pull from the dead pile, the damaged pile will get taken first. And just as a reminder, this damaged pile is what would be sitting on that space up there. I just don't feel like reaching across my table all the time. So, we're always going to get, so next turn when we refit 3 and then manufacture 3, we're just going to take 6 from the damaged pile. So that's our situation. We get 3 there. Oh, and then I forgot to grab, or no, I did grab my 2. We grabbed the B-26 and then 2 more. So, yeah, it's, we're damaged really bad, and I think we almost need like a turn where we have to let it breathe now. Because you can see here I have squadrons that that are groups that only have 1 squadron attached to them at the moment. So, this little strategy of going after the 3 lane is great, but you do take a lot of damage. And just so you understand, I mean, when you go deep, I mean, the anti-air value is 7. I mean, you're taking damage just from the anti-air alone, let alone those dang fighters that survive it and keep fighting you. Okay, so we do all that, and let's see if the Royal Air Force can get off their butts. Nope. Another miss. That is killing us. Just absolutely killing us. And I think I'm 2 turns away from losing the game. So we're going to get like another, 13 this turn, and then we're going to get another 13 next turn, and then it's over. There's nothing I can do. I don't know, like the fact that I've been pounding Area 3 was necessary. Now you could argue, well, you should have did that earlier in the game. It's possible. You only have 3 bombers in early. This is really difficult. And then with the way the luck is, the one thing that's turning me off from the game is it's too much luck sometimes. I mean, I play Hornet Leader. I mean, everything's about the die roll, and I get that. But there's things you can do to mitigate the die roll in Hornet Leader. There's things I can do to give me a +1 air to ground. There's things I can do to give me a +1 here. I can't do anything to change what I roll. And that's, I think, what's frustrating me about this game is I'm truly just rolling dice and living with the consequences. Whereas with other games, they give me like abilities to mitigate the roll. And it just gives me a better sense of like I'm actually in control of the game versus the game's just taking me for a ride. This game takes me for a ride a little bit more than the other ones do. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying that that's what, lowers it a notch for me. I'm really hoping to have more strategy. Like the only strategy here is which lane do I attack? And then after that, it's just the dice that tell me how badly I survived. By no means is this a bad game. This just means that it's in the middle for me. It's not, like Skies Above the Reich is awful in terms of there's lots of dice rolls in that one that can kill you. But the thing I love about it is I can mitigate. I can choose which angle I'm attacking and, blah, blah, blah. That's all. Okay, so the Royal Air Force sucks again. I don't understand why they stink so bad. I mean, I thought the whole point was they bombed at night, we bombed during the day. I mean, did they just, like, they couldn't see their targets at all? It would have been nicer if the Royal Air Force just automatically did one, to be quite honest. But anyways, we'll just leave it be. We have to assign our missions. I think I want to take out the other sub. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to send a P-47 group this time. And we're going to send a B-26 group with them. And we're going to go against that other sub. Okay? So we're going to try to make sure we take those down. And in fact, I'm going to send all my B-26s against the other sub. All right, then I want to go after Loire, and I'm going to send my 2 B-24s against that one. And then here we're going to go after the railroad and the bridge. We're just ignoring 3 this round. And then we have Stuttgart in lane 5. So for lane 5, Stuttgart, that's a deep target. I'm going to send a B-17. And then for Amiens, which I'm going to send my P-47s. And then 2 B-17 groups. And then 2 B-17 groups against the final one here. All right, so I usually start at 8 and go backwards, but let's start at 5. That is a deep target. Anything but a 1, I get intercepted. I rolled a 2, so I do get intercepted. The anti-air for the zone is 6 plus 1 for the target is 7, and this is 8, 9, 10. So they're rolling a 10 against us, and it's a 3-5. So the 3 is 2 damage, and the 5 is a 1 and 1. So we're going to lose 2 more. So even when we're going after what we consider to be lighter targets, we're still getting pummeled. And yeah, this goes on to the railroad. Come back. I do get to roll against him at a 5. That is good. We damaged 2, and it's going to be 1 and 1. So we're going to kill this one and damage the group. So that's done. So all the planes are wiped out actually in 5. All right, let's do 6. So the first, these are both intermediate, so this should, oh actually that's half. So the stronger part is going to intervene, and they have a 1, or 2, 4, 5 against us. They rolled a 1 and a 2, which is a miss. And we have 5, 7, 9, 11. We have a 13 against them. And the 2 is bad, but that does damage 2 of them. So 2 of them get damaged, so we wipe out the 2 squadrons. And that goes in a damage pool, it's not destroyed. And the good news though is those squadrons were more powerful than the planes themselves, so. All right, so now we have the anti-air, which is 4, plus the target is 1, 5, and then this is 6. So 6 against the bombers, and that's a bad roll. That's 1 hit. So this one goes to the penalty box. And then we have 3, 6, 7, 8. And that's bad. Yeah, so we miss because of that. So this guy lives to fight another day, which blows. But Amiens gets hit and damaged. And then now we're going to do this one, which again, it's an interior target, and they're all coming. So again, it's a 5 anti-air, and then this is 6, 7, 8, 9. We rolled a 2, 1, and at a 9, that's just going to be 1 loss for us. It's damaged, not destroyed. And we're at an 8 again. and the 4 is good. So the 4 means we hit one of them, and then the 6 means it's destroyed. So we're going to destroy the squadron. Both of these live to fight another day, and the target is destroyed. Our bombers are lean. Okay, next target is also interior. We are being intercepted, and it's lane 7 here. So we got basically a 2, 3, 6, 7. So a 7 roll. That's awful. That means we get 2 hits, and it's 1 and 1. So 1 damaged, 1 destroyed. And then we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the 5 is good. That's 2. So both of these get damaged. So we did wipe out the planes, but we paid a bit of a price for that, and Loire is damaged. Then last one is Zone 8. This is not a shore target. It's a interior. So rolled a 2, which means only half attack, and it's the strongest half, which is actually the 1 here, because he has a value of 5. The other one has a value of 4, so only one of them intercepts. So he's got a 5. We rolled a 4 and a 4, which is 1 damaged. Interceptor. Okay. And then, I don't know if we have any more in that cup that are damaging her. Okay. Then we roll 5, 7, 9, 11 against him. And we got a 3, 6. The 3 is we damage 2. And the 6 is they're both killed. So both of these get killed. So that was pretty good. And then the actual bombing run itself is a 3, 4 for the target, 5. And a 5 with a roll of a 1 is a miss. And then for us, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we missed back. So, but the good news is we took no damage. That helped. And then our P-47 comes back. And the target is destroyed. All right, so we do our campaign check now. And see, I bumped this. So I think this was here. All right, so now we move 2 to the left and 0 to the right. So we were able to get that to correct itself. The railroads is we're moving all the way to the left and only 1 to the right. And then for the bridges, it's full left. So we got our bombing campaigns a little bit under control. We have a crap ton of damaged planes, so that's the issue. Now the Germans are going to refit and repair. Refit and manufacture. Oh, we got to score first. So they get 1 for Berlin. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 heavy targets still hit. That's not a lot. And so we cancel, basically we canceled lane 3 and their Berlin point. So now I think they're going to get 12 if I remember correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh no, they get 14. So 14 is moving us to losing. They're at 139. So we lost the game. I can't prevent them from scoring. All they have to do is score 1 more point and we lose the game. So I came nowhere close to doing okay in this game. I mean, I guess I did a good job of keeping the these campaign tracks at bay. But I mean, look at how devastated I am. These are all damaged bomber units, squadrons. I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't trying. It just is what it is. There's no... I mean, you're just hoping the dice go your way. If the Royal Air Force would have hit, let's just say that they would have hit each time, then we could have, like, you know, damaged a few deep targets back here, and then that would have helped us to stay on top of things. You know, the industry repairing itself was a little brutal because it was a little cruel towards us. Every time we would damage things, they would just repair themselves right away. I mean, again, those are all dice rolls. We have no mitigation over that. But that's a full game, and I lost miserably. I mean, I haven't lost yet. I'll lose next round. I mean, and there's nothing about the next round that's going to save me. I mean, I do get to manufacture more planes, but that's not, it's not going to make a difference. So it's a tough game. I give it that. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I think it's too tough in some ways. But if the dice go your way, maybe it won't be tough at all. But that's the thing. How much fun can one have in a game where it's just about rolling dice? And if they go your way, you win. If they don't go your way, you lose. And then I don't feel like I have any control over the game. So why do I play it? That's my gripe with this game. And I'm not saying that it makes it a bad game. I'm just saying that that's what causes Jeff to want to play it less. You know, why do I love the DBG games? Those are dice chuckers, just like this is, because I can mitigate those dice rolls. I have a whole chart of Hornet Leader pilots that I recruit for every mission, and they're my A team. And and now they just added skills, which is even more awesome. And I guarantee you, I'm going to rip and tear the hardest difficulty levels on there because I have the ability to mitigate. This one, I don't. So yeah, we'd have to try again if we want to get through this. The Japan one, I was told, is very different. And I just want to show real quick that the Japan one has these little bombing, I don't know zones, and like it's high altitude versus low altitude. So altitude is a factor over here where it isn't over there. We don't have fighter squadrons, so there's no escorts. And then you can see way up there, the different cities have, you know, their air production, oil infrastructure, and housing. So Japan has, it's different. And to be quite honest, I actually might like the Japan one more than this for that reason. But who knows? I'm guessing that one's going to turn into a dice chucker just like this one. But it's okay. I don't hate dice chuckers. It just, I do get frustrated when I feel like I can't control what's happening. No, it's like you can play Oregon Trail. You know, do you want to take the path that goes through St. Louis, or do you want to take the path that goes through Minneapolis? Your only real factor is how close to winter are you, because you don't want to go up in Minneapolis if you're close to winter, you know. And then from there, the game tells you die of dysentery. What did I do? Wrong, nothing. The game rolled a die and you just died of dysentery. So that's that same kind of feeling. But anyways, it's a decent game. The gameplay does make up for the bad components. And in Flying Fortress Defense, they told me that they would be willing to send me new components, but they're still printing them. I at least applaud them for that. I don't know if I necessarily need new components. It's just that it's crappy. That's all. I can live with what I have. It's just crappy. So anyways, thanks for watching. I actually did 2 full playthroughs, or not 2 full, but 2 playthroughs of this. I did delete the one video series, the first playthrough, because I got some rules wrong. A very big thank you to the developer for getting back to me, and he really did clear me up on where I was misunderstanding things, and it was very smooth to play once I had the rules on the right track. So 8th Air Force Flying Fortress Games, I know they're not a big company, so I'm really happy to highlight and showcase the playthrough of one of their games. Yeah, I griped about it a little bit, but I gripe about every game. So please don't think that I don't like this game. This game has a place in my collection. So thanks for watching.